Hot cross buns. I've actually made them before. That was from 2013, one of the first videos I ever did, dressed ironically as a bunny. But they are actually so convenient to buy in stores these days. That still is the first and only time I've ever made them homemade. This one has been demolishing it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay, so today we are doing 3 hot cross buns. So these are apple and cinnamon. So apple not always in there. We are gonna make a classic one, but you can really get quirky ones now. You can get savory, sweet. So we're actually gonna do 2 custom ones using the same mega dough mix, pizza and triple chocolate. I'm very, very excited for this. And also I can try and improve from about 10 years ago.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Actually, I think it was 12. Ooh. Have I actually improved in the last 12 years? I hope I have. Let's go with a big old dough. All right, so first up, we're gonna need some milk. I like to try and talk about like why we add things now. In the past, I used to like just chuck things in, but I believe this is gonna add moisture and also help with a little bit of the coloring. It's full fat milk, so add a bit of fat and flavor. Speaking of fat and flavor, that is some butter, which should hopefully make it a bit more like melt in the mouth. Oh, by the way, I nearly did hot dog buns today for Boston, but yeah, I changed my mind. Whenever I make him like specific homemade dog food, you don't really like it as much as like normal biscuits. Anyhow, this is some bread flour. You can use standard flour if you want, but this has got like a higher protein count and it's good for like chewiness and stuff. This is basically like a posh dough is one of the best ways to look at it. It's like really fancy and rich and flavorful and chewy. And as I pour in some sugar, I just want to remind you, you've got a dentist appointment tomorrow at 2:30. Last but not least, some fast action yeast. So normally people say to add the salt. It's just become a bit of a fear now. I'm gonna add that right at the end. So we're kind of making like this mega monster dough, which we're gonna divide up and use for our 3 different types of hot cross bun. Basically because I didn't want to end up with potentially 45 hot cross buns. Egg, so for some richness, some color, some moisture, and also a little bit of structure to the dough as well, I guess. I'm rolling back the years on purpose today. This is a bowl that I've had for ever since I started the channel. It used to say Phoebe in the bottom. Now that she's 17, she's actually progressed to a bigger bowl. So, you know, this is kind of just sat in our cupboards, like triggering memories whenever I see it. So here's the warmed milk and butter mixture, by the way. And if you wanted to, you could put the sugar in with that. I wouldn't do the egg because you'd end up with some really crazy omelette. I'm just adding the salt in here rather than in there. Like, should I have just used salted butter? What do you think? Would that have got me around that? Mrs. B will be saying to me like, oh, have you sorted out our home insurance? That was up for renewal last week. I'm like, no, I was just thinking about whether we should use salted or unsalted butter with a dough. Because that's how I bread roll. Oh dear. But look, it's proper separated. You're gonna get the butter first and then the milky gradient. Oh, the milky gradient. That's a novel. But if you're in no rush, you could actually put this dough in the fridge, like really slowly develop the flavors. There's a little stubborn bit just at the bottom there. Oh, there we go. There we go, nice. I don't know if this matters too much, but I have got some more bread flour. You could probably, if you want to use plain flour instead for this step, if you've got more of it in the house. Like Mary Poppins. Oh, this is really nice. Yeah, I mean, it's not the it's actually not the unprettiest thing, certainly. It's not going to win any beauty pageants, is it? No. Anyhow, that is going in to my oiled bowl, Wrap Master. And we've got to leave that for an hour in a warm spot, which is not by a pug. Although I bet it looks pretty comfy down there, Boston. Are you all right? All right then, folks, it's actually been nearly 90 minutes. Look at that puffage on the film and also like a little bit of moisture there. It's alive. I've also got to tell you, I'm quite proud of myself because I didn't give in and eat that store-bought hot cross bun. It came close very, very many times, but we're on our route now. So 3 different doughs. Well, no, the same dough, but in different bowls. You know what I mean. I'm not going to do this myself, but you could if you want. If you've got like 3 different coloured doughs, and remember, you could dye these if you want. You could make rainbow hot cross buns. Yeah, maybe next year. With different flavours in it as well. Oh my word, this is exciting. Oh, so some orange zest. And we could quite easily make these like the store-bought ones. Like they were apple and cinnamon. So that's cinnamon and mixed spice. And then this is some mixed peel. Quite nice to peck on that. But if you are doing just this recipe, you'd probably want to use about 3 times the ingredients. But I will type up these recipes, okay, if you want to try them. It is grabbing those ingredients. We're just trying to push it through a little bit. So this is going to be our classic one. So it's oiled again and we're covering it because if we leave it exposed, it could form a crust. So we'll leave it again. I'm really excited to see what this one turns out like. But before we do another 2, here's a cameo. Hang on, hold the cameo, hold the cameo. I've just realised I looked to one side. I forgot the sultanas. Because they cost me a blooming fortune, these things. Oh, it doesn't matter, we'll do it in here. It's all good. I can't believe how much sultanas were in the supermarket. It was insane. I guess I was kind of getting distracted by this person. All right, Phoebes?
Yeah, I'm good.
This is Phoebe, who I like to call Gung Gung. This is actual Phoebe. You've not been on camera for ages.
No, I haven't.
She's now 50 years old and she's a semi-retired teacher. You all right?
I'm not 50.
Oh my God, I'm not 50, Dad. Hey, look at you, Phoebe. Look, you still look the same, like I do.
Do I?
We've both got younger. How are you, Phoebe?
I'm good.
Good, yeah. Anything you want to say?
Not really.
Oh. Right. Good cameo, mate. I think people will love it.
Bye.
Like I've always said, I've never forced them to be in videos, and I always knew there'd be that little phase where like, oh no, I can't, it's not very cool, Dad, oh my gosh. So this is for our chocolate one. We're doing triple chocolate, some white chocolate chips, and a very well-known brand, sounds like Dr. Potka, which are literally double the price. Some dark and milk chocolate, but they're not chips, they're chunks. I just wanted chips, but that'll do. One other thing is cocoa powder, all right? So this is our version of the spice. We should hopefully be able to press this all in and dye effectively our dough. This is going to be interesting. It should be delicious. Just looks a little bit confused right now, and that's actually how I'm feeling. I'm going to get hands in, why not? There we go. A little bit of oil again. In that goes. My hands are completely covered in cocoa powder, but that will do nicely. Ugh. Pizza. Whenever Phoebe makes an appearance on camera, a lot of people will be like, oh, doesn't she look just like Mrs. Barry? And there's like another load of people, doesn't she look just like you? But Phoebe does look an absolute dead ringer to my younger sister. If you've never seen her, I don't think she's been in any videos actually. Here's a picture of what she looks like at the moment. So yeah, as you can see, very, very similar. But I have to get her to appear again and show her what some of the stuff she's working on. But look at that. That is something that she's just literally done for a bit of fun. And I think it's still wet because I've got like green on my thumb. Why is the grass smudged, Phoebe? Whoops. Her website is Cozy Crafts if you fancy doing a custom thing. And if you do place an order, if you ask nicely, I'll do you a random drawing as well, and it will be random. I have got some sun-dried tomatoes, parmesan, cheddar cheese. There are savoury hot cross buns. They exist, folks. They do exist. Tomato puree as well. So I don't know how red this is going to go. And just because I can make the rules today, I'm going to put some pepper on it. I do have some mozzarella, I have some pepperoni. I'm not trying to brag, I bought it for this video. Boasting about what's in my cupboard. Oh, that's disgusting. Nice. And I'm mulling over using those as fillings at the end. This at the moment just feels like one massive parmesan ball. We just baked that on its own. It does look like a massive meatball, doesn't it? I've got some cleaning up to do. But with that on there, we've now got classic, which has started to rise a little bit already, triple chocolate, and the pizza one. So they will go into that warm spot for at least an hour, and then I can now start to think about piping on the paste. But let's see what this turns out like. Okay then, folks, this is about 90 minutes later. Interestingly, this one, our standard one, has doubled in size nicely. I would say the pizza one is similar, not too bad. But the chocolate one is, I don't know, it's still got bigger, but doesn't seem to have filled out as much as the other two. Maybe the cocoa powder stunted it or something. We've probably got enough to make 4, I think, of each. You just roll it round like that. Beautiful. Well, there we go. All 3 of them on a tray. All different smells and flavours going on in there. And visually, I'm a little bit worried maybe about the chocolate one. It could break. Maybe the pizza ones could too. But they all look quite symmetrical. All nice. We've got to leave it to rest for 1 more hour. So tea towel on. I could put cling film on it as well, maybe. And these are my spares as well. So I'll have 2 of the normal, 2 of the pizza, and then for some reason, the chocolate one, like I say, I had to make them slightly bigger. So I've just got this random one left over. I don't know why that is. Did the cocoa powder upset the yeast or something? I don't know. But I'll do the same with those. They'll get those covered on another tray, because it's always good to have some backup. So I'll see you in 1 hour. So I said an hour, but it's actually been 90 minutes. It seems to be the main time today. Have a look at these. They've actually all increased a very, very similar size. I will say this one compared to that one's a lot smoother. That one seems to be splitting a bit, so I can't guarantee that it won't be rustic. Same for this chocolate one, but there's another smooth one here. It's strange. Whereas our normal ones, They're looking really good. I've still been good, I've not eaten it. This is, as you see, much thinner than how I did it in that video years ago. It didn't help that I did it with a teaspoon. But it is simply a mix of flour and water. I was mulling over dyeing it different colours, different flavours for each of these, but I think there's something quite nice about them all having the consistent same mix on it. And it's very simple too. All I need is a piping bag. I've got that with a fairly small nozzle on. Some plain flour here. I guess we could use the bread flour if we want. I've got most of it in the bowl. And this is 5 tablespoons of water. I'm going to put like half of it in first of all. Oh, this feels very nice. Why is that such a horrible step? Okay, that's way too clumpy. But we can add it in gradually. We're just trying to form a paste. Another amazing hack that you guys have taught me. All the tips over the years. Some of you have given me some pretty bad advice as well, to be honest. But we should be able to get this into our piping bag now. Hello. Ooh. What I've got, you don't have to do this, some beaten egg. And I've just decided I'm going to do that as a test to one of each of them. I mean, I've no idea what's going to happen with these pizza ones. They look like they want to burst. Let's see how this goes. And they look really good. They only need, I mean, it's been a long old process, hasn't it? I knew it was going to be a long old day, but they only need 20 minutes in there. I'm so excited to see what they turn out like. If I could have told my future self when I was dressed as a bunny all those years ago that I'd be actually doing this right now in my own garden kitchen studio, I'd have many questions. And in the words of a grandma, or perhaps the thing you might say if you see an ex-partner walking down the street, haven't you grown? Wow. I'd probably go back and tell myself to get rid of the highlights, so a lot of you guys like that, and take off that bunny outfit because I still remember how hot it was. Okay folks, I think we have an answer on the egg wash. Oh my gosh, it jumped up. Here they are. This one didn't have an egg wash until halfway through. I quickly brushed it. I was really worried about it and we suddenly managed to get that nice colour. It was looking extremely pale. Whereas this one had one from the start. It's looking gorgeous. But this pizza one here didn't have any egg wash at all. Look at that colour. Absolutely amazing. That smells really good. With the chocolate one though, look, this one wasn't glossed, and bizarrely, maybe because it was exposed more and the egg acts as some sort of shield, it's almost started to char it and scorch a little bit too much. Whereas, look, you've actually got a really nice shine on the chocolate one now. It's obviously a deeper, darker colour, but nowhere near that sort of, you know, it's darker and it's probably fine, but just slightly more charred, less glossy look. So I would definitely egg wash the chocolate, the plain, but not the pizza one, perhaps because of the oils already in it. I'm just going to double check that, just for my sanity. I've egg washed both of the plain ones because I think that's mandatory, but I am going to egg wash another pizza one and the chocolate one. So we'll leave this one here plain. Might as well do it because I've got the oven on. But back to these ones and another pastry brush. This is just some jam, actually orange jam, so it goes with the orange zest we put in these. Give it like a little sugary coating, bit more shine actually. Look at the gloss on that. And it was this one that had the egg wash from the start, so oh, it's really making it pop. Oh no guys, 100% egg wash. This is the one that wasn't egg washed. It looks good, but it does give a dry finish, so make sure you egg wash all of them. Behold my hot cross buns. To be fair, this is the nicest like height one compared to other ones. I propped them up for a little picture, but look at the cross on the first ones I did. Looks more like a logo on an Xbox controller. But I think this one looks blooming awesome. Look at that. I've got to be honest folks, it has been a long old day. It is now 4:30. So let's just see. Oh, we've nailed that. Yes. Now, should I toast it? I think I will. Now, I don't know if this is a bad idea. It smells fantastic in here. See, folks, I fought strong, didn't I? Look. You look so boring. However, I think it's a very good thing that I warmed it up. That dough is so soft, but you've got that lovely golden crunch. Out of all the things we put in there, the sultanas are the most dominant thing in there, although chunks of apple, like I say, like those store-bought ones, could be amazing. It's been a long day, but that is so good that I kind of hope that the other ones I haven't ruined them, because I would love to have just made a massive batch of that, which of course, if you make them, you could freeze them. Right, pizza one is, I would say, slightly more delicate. Could that be the oil from the sun-dried tomatoes? Ugh. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's slightly more airy. I can't see the sun-dried tomatoes in there at all. No speckles whatsoever, so they might have all gone to the outer edge. I just realised the cross here, as I rip it off, I could have done cheese with that, couldn't I? That would have been amazing. But I think either way, they all need to be toasted because that really added flavour. So, be right back. Now I'm putting it in the toaster, it smells like pizza again. It's really crazy. Tomato sauce, pepperoni on it, some mozzarella. This could be amazing. I'm not sure. Probably about 30 seconds in there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. And why not? A little bit of basil on top. That is a pizza hot cross bun. Oh, slightly softer from the steaming in the microwave. Nice. I think I need to let that cool for a second. All right, here we go. Oh, it smells like cheese on toast. That tomato flavour is deceptive. It's the sort of thing, I'm glad it's warm. I've just got a slight feeling that as it cools down, I might not like it as much. But the tomato and butter is actually saving the day for me. Also in the back of my mind, I'm eating that and then looking at this going, all right. It's taken away all of that toastiness. Wow. All of a sudden, that flavour has just gone absolutely through the roof. I can now taste like the crust. Of course, putting on mozzarella, tomato sauce and basil and pepperoni is going to be a very good thing indeed. But the flavour in the crust, it actually makes me want to make a pizza dough now with sun-dried tomatoes in it. Right, I think, personally, I might have saved the best till last. I'm going to love this, I know I am. Oh, Chocolate Town, a much, much tougher bun compared to the pizza one. So those oils in those sun-dried tomatoes really, oh my word. This is what it looks like toasted. Can I just say, these are, they're really hot, but they look really, really good, don't they? It's the sort of thing where you can look at and imagine what it's going to taste like. Oh my gosh, that butter is warm. It is seeping into it already. Just whilst that is still warm, I'm going to dollop on some Nutella and also some marshmallow fluff. I'm going to warm that up, not for too long, and just literally like 10 seconds. It's already hot anyway, but I just want to see if I can smooth it out and merge it just a teeny bit. Yep, and it did that, look at that. Oh, that's so warm and comforting. I think that's the whole thing with all of this. This with its butter on just looks a bit boring, but I promise you the colours on it like justifies just as much the scent of here. Wow. What is going on there? There's something different about that one. I know what it is, it's the pad. I don't know what the technical term is in a hot cross bun, like the actual bun centre. In the centre there, we've got all of those chocolate chips, so it's like really dense with flavour of melted, almost like the texture of semi-melted chocolate weaved in with our dough. It's absolutely glorious. And then you've got that lovely golden crunch. It reminds me a lot of chocolate banana bread. Something that we made on a live stream recently. It was very, very good. However, I'm gonna get the good knife on this one. Oh my word, look. Look. Oh my word, oh my word. Please excuse me if I make some weird noise. That is absolutely outstanding. I feel like I could open a hot cross bun food stall and take that around the UK and beyond, selling these three, and it would be, that is gorgeous. We know what the Nutella's gonna do. We know what marshmallow fluff's gonna do. It's just that base that is sat on the fact. I was gonna have it cold. I'm so glad that all of these, we warm them up because it kind of revives them a little bit, gives them that sort of toasty edge. I would actually pay some serious money for that. Instead, I've made a load myself, and I think it's going to be a very good few days. Yes, indeed it is, because look at all of these that I've got left. They were all good in their own way. Perhaps slightly more spicy vibes in the classic ones, apple chunks in there, maybe even orange chunks themselves instead of the peel. Maybe push it a little bit more interesting with other fruits like pineapple, something like that. The pizza one was genuinely like a little pizza baguette. Toasting it really brought out the flavour, and then the next level element of putting the pizza thing on it suddenly brought the sun-dried tomatoes to life. My favourite one has to be the chocolate ones though. They are so good. I got very messy there and I enjoyed every single second. It's been quite a long day. It is quite a project, but you could do these in steps, in batches over several days if you wish. I'll type all the recipes up, so I hope you do try them. If you do, maybe send me a photo on your social media platform of choice, or perhaps on my Discord server, which is now open to everyone. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye. Have a go for yourself. Let me know how you get on, and see you again next time. Bye.